Eve, women like you bring men like me to our knees?
Oh my God, yes. That's the line. That's the moment you just know things are about to get deliciously messy. Forget knees. I was on the floor.
It's a line dripping with, well, something. Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the only book show on the dial that actively encourages questionable life choices, apparently.
And today we're diving head first into the forbidden fruit basket that is The Apple Tree by Jewel E. Ann. Some think it's high literature about horticulture.
I absolutely do not. It's about an 18-year-old Eve, fresh out of high school, the preacher's daughter no less, getting entangled with Kyle, the 28-year-old single dad math teacher and football coach who just moved in next door and hired her as a babysitter. The conflicts of interest alone require a flow chart.
Flowchart. It's called chemistry, sparks, fireworks. Like that time you tried to argue Twilight was problematic, and I had to explain soulmates to you for an hour.
It was problematic. And this Kyle character, let's talk about him. Single dad, supposedly responsible teacher, coach. Yet he's instantly obsessed with the barely legal girl next door who steals his apples. Reviewers called him a golden retriever. I'm seeing more of a slightly creepy older dude trying to relive his youth.
He's guarded, his heart cannot trust. He's terrified. It's romantic, he's got walls up. Like my neighbor Gary after his wife caught him ordering that inflatable flamingo pool float. Anyway, Kyle's dealing with trauma. He's got a kid, Josh, who is adorable. By the way, total plot mop at perfection.
Trauma doesn't excuse potentially predatory behavior. Some reviewers literally called him pervy, said he was thinking with his little head. He's her boss. He works at the school she just graduated from.
Oh, boo-hoo. She's 18. She's an adult. Eve is a firecracker. A spitfire. Okay, maybe a little reckless. Maybe she drinks a bit much. Maybe she has, quote, immature outbursts and stomps her feet. One reviewer called her cringy and childish, but another said, same girl. Same about her Kyle obsession. She's relatable.
Relatably making terrible decisions. She has no goals. She just flits around causing chaos. If she showed up at a party, she'd be the one crying in the bathroom because her dad grounded her, even though she's legally an adult.
She's just finding herself, unlike her parents, who are universally awful, strict, oppressive, controlling. They learned nothing from whatever happened with the other sister in book 1, apparently. They are the reason people rebel. They made Eve gravitate towards trouble. And Kyle's friend Adam, one reviewer called him the biggest perv of all. Just fell. See? Kyle looks like a saint next to that guy.
That's hardly a glowing recommendation. Well, he's not as bad as the other perv. The entire premise is built on a foundation of ethical quicksand. And don't get me started on the heavy themes shoehorned in. Alcoholism, rehab, thoughts of suicide, child loss. It feels less like character development and more like trauma bingo.
It's called angst. It gives the story weight. People loved it. Shot through the heart and Julie Ann's to blame. Ripped my heart out. Put me in a chokehold. Those aren't reviews. Those are cries for help from people who felt something. Unlike you during Twilight.
One reviewer did not finish because Eve was cringy and the age gap felt icky. Another mentioned a burn scene that apparently traumatized them. Does that sound like enjoyable angst to you?
Okay, the burn scene sounds intense. I'll give you that. But the banter, the sneaking around. The 80s setting. It's like Friday Night Lights meets a Lifetime movie that accidentally got good and then really, really dark. Someone actually said God's plan was for Kyle to be my crush. My obsession. My favorite dream. You can't argue with God's plan.
I absolutely can when God's plan involves a teacher potentially jeopardizing his career and a young woman's future for some illicit make-out sessions. Let's read a listener email. Oh, wait. We don't have those because we pre-record this travesty. Fine. Hypothetically, if a listener did email, they might ask, is Kyle a romantic hero fighting for love or a predator who belongs on some kind of watch list?
Hero. Obviously, he whispered. Baby, I only have one good arm, but I'll carry you. Swoon. What happened to his arm? See, intrigue. He's protective. He's probably just misunderstood, like that stray cat I tried to adopt that kept stealing my lasagna.
He's misunderstood like a fox in a henhouse. The power imbalance is staggering. Teacher boss, older man, neighbor, pick one. Any one of those is problematic. All four is a red flag convention. If this happened today, he'd be canceled so fast his coaching whistle wouldn't even hit the ground.
Okay, fine. Maybe it's a little problematic. But isn't that the fun? The forbidden aspect. It's not supposed to be a guide to healthy relationships. It's escapism. Like wanting the author to publish her grocery list, which a reviewer actually said. That's dedication.
It's something. So, final verdict time. Is this book actually any good, or just a collection of red flags disguised as romance?
This book ripped my heart out and stomped on it, and I loved every second. I give it 5 out of 5 stolen apples, juicy, forbidden, and totally worth the stomach ache.
It's certainly memorable. For sheer audacity and the number of ethical violations per page, I suppose it succeeds. But as literature, or even healthy escapism, debatable. I give it 2 out of 10 potential restraining orders.
You're impossible.
The feeling is mutual. Join us next week on Heart Book Radio when we'll be dissecting My Hamster, The Dictator, a Memoir of Tiny Tyranny. Sounds educational.
Ooh, does the hamster have walls up? Is he guarded? I bet he is. Until next time, keep reading dangerously.